Hello and welcome to the program Kitchen Drive on your first agricultural television in Nigeria. This is Kitchen Drive and I am Hilda Homsen Frantom. Today we are at Rashida Kitchen and we're going to prepare special delicacy. We will have jollof rice and fried rice. These are special and common food that a lot of people know how to cook. You think that you know how to have it, but just watch my recipe and then watch her recipe and then you see the different styles and love and specialty she adds to her cooking. We'll go on a short break and when we come back we'll go back to the kitchen and see what she have for us. Don't go anywhere. Kitchen Drive on ARCN in the capital city of Abuja. See you. Alright, so what are you adding now?
Yeah, adding spices.
Miss spices?
Yes.
Contain curry,
Curry, thyme.
dry onion, fried shallots, and coriander.
It's already the aroma is something. So please tell me, from the start I saw hot water. So tell us the beginning. How did you start?
We fried the tomatoes for the first stage. Then we now put hot water in the fire. Then add the tomato inside the hot water.
That is the fried tomato.
Yeah, fried tomato. Add the tomatoes into the hot water. Then you now start add what you want to add inside.
So, but this color is red. Is it the tomato? There's something that you added to it.
We use tomatoes and spices. Add it.
Okay.
Okay.
The color.
We use this time around. We use spicy tea. Sometimes we might not use it. Depends, because I always want my color to change. I don't have the same taste every day. So like now we use the spicy tea into the tomato. That's why you have this color here. So and then the mixed spices is there, and the mixed spice contain curry, thyme, then fried shallots, coriander. That's what we have inside the spices. Then now we are going to add our seasoning, onion, and then take over.
So people want, some caterers rather want their food to have the same color, the same taste, the same. So why don't you want your own?
I don't want it that way because my customer that came every day, I think I have a particular customer that every day they must come here, and I want them to have different taste of what I have. I don't want it to have the same taste every day. You know, when you eat something particular thing every day, you might get tired of it. So when you come, you get another taste. Next time you come, you get another taste. So give it
Wow, that is a beautiful concept. That is her own secret. She wants her customers to have different tastes of her food, most especially her jollof rice. When you eat the same thing always, you get tired of it. That is a secret that I also don't like, eating the same taste of food. All right, so what are we adding now?
We are adding season.
Okay. Wow.
Then salt go in.
All right, to taste.
So now cover it.
So cover it.
Because of the spice we put inside, we have to allow it to boil. But if you didn't boil, you put your rice immediately. It will give you'll be seeing the rice is getting stain of different color. So by the time it boil, pour everything, the same color will come to ripe.
Alright. So is your rice parboiled already? Oh.
Jollof rice. This we don't parboil it. But when you parboil jollof rice, it will not come the way you want it. Sometimes it will be soaking water. So but just wash, make sure you wash with salt and bury it, then pour it and cover it.
Wash it with hot water or cold water?
Cold water and salt.
Cold water and salt. You wash it twice.
Once.
Twice.
All right, let's watch and see what is going to happen right here. So we're adding it now.
Then you stir. Once you pour your rice, you don't use spoon. Normally we know jollof rice burnt, but when you use spoon it will make it burn more. So but use your spatula to stir it, so it will reduce at rate that the rice will burn.
So how do you know the quantity, the water content?
Because this is what I do every day. If I'm doing beyond what I just put now, I know the level of the water I'll use to my rice. So it depends how you want it. So like now, the rice in here is just this tomato cup, 8 of it inside. So this is my measure of water. Yes. So with this, I'm good to go. I don't need to add any water. Even though by the time the water, because you have different rice.
Your rice.
Some used to rice, some don't rice. So if by the time I say that this quantity, maybe the rice is stubborn than what I used to cook before. So the only thing I will just do, I don't need to add water, because by the time you add water, you will not get what you want. So by the time the water is getting dry and the rice is still strong, I use my either foil paper or any other liner or something to cover the pot so that the steam will not come out. Then the steam I'll use the steam to cook the rice.
Woo. Well done. This is still Kitchen Drive on your first agricultural television in Nigeria. We're cooking 2 different types of rice. We're making the fried rice and the jollof rice, and each has its own special recipe. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and we'll see how the process continues.
Would you eat synthetic meat? Food production technology has progressed to the point where we are able to create meat analogues derived from soybeans, gluten, and other plant products. Beyond Meat products are readily available in supermarkets as well as some fast food chains like Burger King and Carl's Jr. If this plant-based imitation meat isn't your thing, you can simply get your protein elsewhere. Food cultures around the world have heavily featured plant-based meats such as tofu or falafel for hundreds of years. But synthetic meat is not plant-based. It's meat. Lab-grown, artificially produced meat. Thanks to recent innovations in food production technology, consumers may see lab-grown meat in their supermarket aisles very soon. Numerous companies around the world, such as Upside in the United States and Future Meat in Israel, have been hard at work getting ready to bring their lab-grown cultivated meat to the masses. For the first time, they'll be able to say, no animals were harmed in the making of this meat product.
Real meat, not harming animals.
Instead, workers cultivate small clumps of animal cells in large industrial-grade vats over a period of weeks. During this time, these clumps of cells are grown or cultivated into muscle tissue or meat. Effectively, this means that Upside is able to manufacture real meat in this facility without harming any animals. But how exactly is this done? The first step of this 2 to 8 week process is extracting the cells. After giving an animal a small dose of anesthesia, they extract a small amount of cells from it. These cells are then placed in bioreactors, large steel vats designed for cell culture applications. Inside these vats, scientists can grow tissues or cells far beyond the cellular level. Inside the bioreactor, these cells are fed an oxygen-rich cell culture medium or nutrient broth to further promote their growth. This cell culture medium aims to simulate the environment inside an animal's body and thus contains nutrients such as amino acid, vitamins, and glucose. This nutrient bath encourages the cells to grow normally as they would inside the animal. Eventually, once these cells have multiplied enough, they turn into muscle tissue or a mass resembling ground meat. To shape the tissue into specific cuts of meat, such as chicken breast or a prime cut of steak, scientists introduce fat cells and connective tissue cells into the culture. This isn't just for show either. The fat cells and connective tissue enhance the cultivated meat's overall flavor. Scientists can even control the nutritional value of the meat by altering the nutrient broth the cells are bathed in during the cultivation process. Despite the massive amounts of progress they've made with their meat manufacturing process, Upside is running into the same problems encountered by the other meat manufacturers of cultivated meats. For one, the business of cultivated meat is expensive. Each state-of-the-art facility required to produce cultivated meat costs millions of dollars to construct and maintain. Couple that with the overall cost of production, and you end up with a relatively expensive product that might be a hard sell for some consumers. Thankfully, companies like Future Meat have been able to bring production costs down significantly. Recent reports indicate that each Future Meat chicken breast costs $1.70 to produce. That's in stark contrast to the $330,000 burger patties of the first public tasting of cultivated meat back in 2013. Aside from replicating the nutritional value in real meat, it's also crucial to offer consumers a product that tastes, smells, and feels just like the real thing. Upside has found some success with producing cultivated meat similar in texture and flavor to chicken breast. Other cultivated meat producers around the world have also made significant headway with their products. For instance, the Tel Aviv-based food tech startup Supermeats hosted a well-publicized taste test for Israeli food journalist Michal Ansky. Despite Ansky's refined palate, she was unable to distinguish between traditionally grown chicken meat and Supermeat's cultivated product. Once the cultivated meat industry takes off, we may finally be able to rein in the increasing environmental cost of feeding our world's population. More than a third of the world's greenhouse gas emissions come from the food production industry, with a large chunk of that attributed to meat production. By offering a cleaner, lab-grown alternative, we may be able to mitigate the growing stress our ballooning global population is placing on the environment. Along the way, we might even be able to get cultivated meat similar in texture and flavor to Wagyu beef. That would be quite the delicious bonus.
So now I'm stirring the rice. So I think the fire here is high. So I'm taking to the low heat.
Okay, so is it okay now to mix the rice?
Yes, you can stir while you are cooking. You don't leave it steady. The jollof rice you stir time to time, so that the thing. By the time you leave it like this, so you can see some parts. Like see some rice, some parts is done, some time will not well cooked. So that is why you have to stir time to time, so that the thing, the boiling will go round. Now the heat is too high here, so I'm taking it to the low.
Oh.
So if I'm using gas, I will reduce my heat. But since I'm not using, I'm using charcoal to cook the rice. So I'm taking the low to the low one. I'm moving from this place.
You should be mindful of your heat, as she said. If the heat is too high, you reduce it, so that jollof rice will cook well. It doesn't like high heat. Yes, so it doesn't need, at this stage, it needs low heat so that it will cook very well. So be mindful of your heat. The tomato paste for the jollof rice. All right. You're adding butter?
To my rice.
Why?
To make it shine. When you open, see it shine. When you see it shining, because it's shiner better than vegetable oil, and to give you a good aroma. I'm going to dye onion and put inside too.
Side of everything. Well, like this is looking delicious. You can see it. The fresh green, the rice well colored, the protein. This is looking delicious. The color, the fresh green, the sauce, the protein. Let me have a taste. Today I want to be my tester. Oh my god. This is another way of making rice. This is delicious. It's yummy. This is still kitchen drive. I am still Hilda Homsen-Frantuam, urging you to keep watching the program. You get to learn a lot of recipes of different kinds of food. Yes, it might be a popular food, you think you know it all, but there are different ways at which you can have a change. See you next time. Eat good food. It is needed for you. See you and have a blessed day.